What up, PMP PokeAim here, and today I got a Gen 1 match versus bluejay12, a guy I met on a forum. He doesn't have a YouTube, so there won't be no link. Bear with me because this is actually really hard to narrate. But anyway, I hope you guys all enjoy it, so let's get into it. He's going to be leading off with an anti-elite Arcanine. I'm leading off with an Executor. Obviously, that's a horrible matchup for me. So I have to switch out. I'm going to go out into my Rhydon just to take the predicted Fire-type move. He did end up going for the Fire Blast, and luckily for me, he doesn't get the burn. So now I'm just going to go straight for the Earthquake as he sets up a Reflect right here, and I'm really sorry if that gives you a seizure, because I know that hurts my head a lot. Anyway, Earthquake does a good chunk to this Arcanine, and even though he does have the Reflect, I know he doesn't want to take another Earthquake, so I'm going to switch back out into my Executor, expecting them to go out into some sort of a bulky Pokemon that Executor can take on just to take an Earthquake. And he does end up switching out into a Slowbro, which is great for me because I know now he has to switch. So I'm just going to go for the Sleep Powder as he goes back into his Arcanine. And unfortunately for me, my Sleep Powder does miss. But right here, I kind of make a risky play. As you can see, I was almost going to switch back out into my Rhydon. But I actually expected him to double switch out into his Slowbro, which is why I went for the Mega Drain right here. And that's exactly what ends up happening, because after all this waiting time, sorry, that's just how this gen was. After all this time happens, he ends up going back out into a Slowbro and then be able to get off a good chunk of damage with the Mega Drain. So I know he's going to switch probably back into his Arcanine, expecting another Mega Drain or something, maybe not Arcanine, but something along those lines. Maybe another Pokemon that can take on Executor better. So I'm just going to go for the Sleep Powder again as he does end up switching back out into his Arcanine. And luckily, Sleep Powder does hit right here. So I am able to hit that thing. So now I'm going to switch out into my Dragonite, expecting him to go into something that can take on Executor or even, I don't know, maybe Rhydon, I don't even know. But he actually ends up going out to Zapdos, which is fine by me because I know Zapdos can't really touch Dragonite this gen, since it doesn't have, there's no hidden power, and Thunderbolt is actually not very effective on Dragonite. So I'm going to go for the Toxic, expecting him to switch as he goes down to a Lapras, a really big threat in the OUT era, which by the way this is. So I get the Toxic off on him, which is great because now I can go for the Wrap. And Wrap this gen is actually a pretty broken move because pretty much what it does is it makes your Pokemon, your opponent's Pokemon unable to move. Pretty much your opponent is immobilized for 2 to 5 turns or 3 to 5 turns, something along those lines. So as long as he stays in, he can't do anything to me. And if he switches out, his Pokemon won't be able to do anything because they'll just get hit by the Wrap. So I wear him down a lot with the Wrap and Poison, and I'm expecting him to go for the Ice Beam, even though he's going to die to the Poison right here. So I'm going to go out into my Chansey. He did end up predicting my switch, which is why he didn't go for the Ice Beam. He went for the Body Slam to get the Paralysis on something. Luckily for me, he doesn't get the Paralysis on Chansey, because even though Paralysis normally doesn't matter on Chansey, this gen, there's no abilities, so Natural Cure would suck. So he goes out into a Slowbro. I'm going to switch out into my Executor as he ends up switching out into his, excuse me, I'm sick, into his Zapdos, predicting my Executor. Good play on his part. Now, I was debating right here whether to just go for the Explosion or to switch out, because I really don't know what I wanted to do versus this Zapdos. But I figured I'd just go back out into Rhydon, since it pretty much walls any Zapdos set unless they're running Toxic. He goes for the Drill Peck. It does nothing to my Rhydon. And now I'm going to go for the Earthquake, expecting him to switch out, since he obviously isn't going to want to stay in to take a Rock Slide from my Rhydon. So I go for the Earthquake, and he ends up switching out into a Slowbro, and after that Mega Drain damage that I did get before on Executor, and because there's no items this gen on Pokemon, like there's no leftovers recovery, Earthquake is a solid 2-hit KO in the Slowbro, and this shows me right here that he really doesn't have anything that can switch into a Rhydon. So I'm able to knock out that Slowbro with this Earthquake, which is great, because Slowbro might have gave me problems considering it can actually wall Chansey if it does have Rest and Amnesia, since Amnesia does raise both Special Attack and Special Defense, since they're both 1 stat. So now he goes out to his Nidoking, kind of puzzled me since he can't really OHKO me, but then I forgot totally about the Blizzard. I don't play Gen 1 that much, so I guess a lot of stuff is very new to me. But he goes for the Blizzard. I'm actually going to be able to live that because I do run max Special Defense and max HP, and actually in Gen 1 every single stat is pretty much set if you have perfect IVs. So yeah, I run max everything, even though it's not illegal. And he brings me down really low with that Blizzard, and I bring him down really low with the Earthquake. I'm just going to leave in my Rhydon here as Death Fodder. That way I can get the free switch out into my Persian. Oh, sorry, I've tried to click my Rhydon again right there, as you can tell. So I switch, I don't switch out. I get the free switch into my Persian, my Yoruichi, named after that Bleach girl. That I really like Bleach. Anyway, yeah, I'm just going to go for the Slash because because the crit ratio, the crits are different this gen. Crits are pretty much based on speed, and since Persian is really fast and Slash already had a high critical hit ratio, Slash is always gonna get a crit. It has like a 6.6% chance. I don't know what about something like that, like a 6% chance of not getting a crit. So he goes out to his chance. He's just gonna go for the Slash to get some damage on it, and I totally forgot about the counter, even though I run that on my own Chansey, and that's gonna bite me in the ass right here because he's able to knock me out with the counter. So now I'm gonna go out into my Venusaur, which looks so stupid this gen. I'm just going to go for the Leech Seed right here to get some more recovery, since, like I said, there is no leftovers, and Chansey will be recovering a lot. He ends up going for the Thunder Wave. Kind of sucks because now he has the chance to get me fully paralyzed, and paralyzation is a pain this gen. So now I'm going to go for the Leech Seed again, as you guys did see. I'm not going to lie and say I didn't go for the Leech Seed and get paralyzed, expecting him to switch. And he ends up switching out into his Zapdos, which is great because I could have gotten off Leech Seed. Unfortunately for me, though, I do get fully paralyzed. But I'm just going to go for the Toxic because I want to be able to wear down this Zapdos. I know I can take one and only one Drill Peck before dying. Fortunately for me, though, I do get fully paralyzed again. And I'm just going to leave in my Venusaur as pretty much Death Fodder because I need the free switch out into something else like Death Pivot or whatever it's called. I forgot what it's called. And I'm going to go out into my Dragonite, figuring he can't really touch me. Drill Peck might do a lot. It might do a bit, and I know Thunderbolt's not going to do that much. So I'm going to go for the Toxic right here as he ends up going for the switching out into his Arcanine, knowing I would go for the Toxic. Good play on his part, but this is why I carry Earthquake. I carry Earthquake for other Pokemon that are already statused, and for Gengar, since it doesn't have Levitate and Earthquake actually hits it, and Gengar pretty much walls my Dragonite set. So Earthquake is a solid 2-hit KO on this Arcanine, and thankfully he doesn't wake up. I could have went for the Agility right here to be able to outspeed the majority of my opponent's team, but it doesn't matter anyway, and I'm just going to go for the Wrap to be able to knock out this Arcanine. So now he's down to his last two Pokemon, which is his Chansey and his Zapdos. I'm just going to be annoying right here and just going to go for the Wrap to try and finish off this Chansey, since, like I said, Wrap immobilizes my opponent. He pretty much won't be able to pick a move at all, and I want to be able to knock out this Chansey. I don't think Earthquake would be able to knock it out at that range of HP, just because Chansey has a lot of HP, like, stat anyway, even though its defense is pretty pitiful. So yeah, thankfully I do get that 5-turn Wrap right here, and I'm able to just go for the Earthquake to finish off this Chansey. So Chansey was a big threat to my team, considering Chansey is actually a special threat this gen, just because it does have 308 special, which is just one stat like I said, so it actually could have really hurt my team. So he goes out to his Zapdos. He's going to hit me with a Thunderbolt, maybe thinking it would do a neutral like it does in other gens, but like you can see there, it says not very effective, but it still does a hell of a lot. And I just go for the Toxic just to be able to wear down this Zapdos, and I'm going to go for the Wrap. Even though I am slower, the mechanics of Wrap still work. He's pretty much still going to be immobilized even if I am slower, and I'm not going to be able to Wrap him faster. It doesn't make any sense, but that's just how Gen 1 was, and I'm pretty much just waiting for the Poison and the Wrap to knock out this Zapdos. And right here, as you can see, he great shear the Wrap, and he's able to bring me down with that Drill Peck. Gets a crit. I don't know if it mattered. Honestly, it doesn't matter to me because I'm just going to be able to go out into my Chansey. I know I can take a Drill Peck and fire off an Ice Beam. Unfortunately, though, in this gen, what was I going to say? In this gen, if they kill the Pokemon, the effects of like poison and stuff don't happen. So like when he did knock me out with that Drill Peck, he didn't take poison damage. But yeah, I'm just going to go to Chansey, going to take a Drill Peck, going to go for the Ice Beam, and this is pretty much good game right here because I will be able to live one more Drill Peck, and he will go down to poison. So yeah, good game, Blue Jay. Comment, like, subscribe, guys. Leave a like if you enjoyed this. This is actually pretty cool, and I'm pretty sure Map Crimson Cobra is putting up a battle versus me here. So yeah, later.